Hello. Okay, we've been making our soap to do our laundry for about 2 years. In fact, according to this, March 29th, 09 was the first time we did this. And we just use a 28-pound kitty litter bucket. And Roger doesn't seem to mind. He's not using the bucket anymore anyway.
Hi, Kitty.
Anyway, it's really, really simple. We figured it out at the time. It was about $1.86 a bucket full. Okay, there's roughly 4 gallons. I haven't measured it out, but you've seen the 28-pound kitty litter buckets. It's standard size. It's really quite simple. All you do is grate up 2 bars of ivory soap here. It looks like mozzarella, but don't put that on your pizza. It'd be nasty. So you got 2 bars of that. You got 1 cup of borax. Just plain old ordinary borax. We put it in here because that cardboard box that comes in stinks. Don't mind the dripping. That's our bird beaker. And now all the recipes you'll see on the internet will say get soda ash. Or not soda ash, but washing soda. Washing soda, all it is sodium carbonate. We couldn't find it to save our lives. So we got this. This is from the pool supply. This one happens to be called Nature's Way, pH up. But if you look back here, contains sodium carbonate. That's its active ingredient. See right here, active ingredient, sodium carbonate. Same thing as washing soda. It's about $5 for 5 pounds of this stuff. It might be cheaper to get it as washing soda. We don't know. They just started carrying it at our local Walmart. A lot more people are starting to do this now. So I think that's why they finally started carrying it in the store. Some of the recipes say to use Fell's naphtha as your soap to grate out. Ivory works just great. You don't want to get like Dove that has face cream in it, or Zest, or any of that weird stuff. You just want a clean, basic, pure soap. Okay, so Ivory works great. Or if you want to use Fell's naphtha, that's fine too. They say to use 2/3 of a bar of that. Okay, now we have to take our mixture here. I have a cup of each borax and sodium carbonate in here, and our soap. And now we're going to mix it all up in the pot. Okay. I had the water heating up on the stove to give us a little bit of a head start. It's kind of boring watching that heat up. You just put your 2 bars of grated soap in here. Stir it around. It doesn't take long at all. You stir it up and it'll break down and dissolve. You can see we got some water here boiling on the back burner. That's optional. I like to add a little bit of hot water to top things off to make sure everything's dissolved in the process. You can see when I pull it out, there's soap still stuck on here. When it foams up, it's kind of hard to see in there, but you can tell right away it's not dissolved yet. This is the boring part. Bear with me. Okay. Now when I pull this out, I just got foam. You can see all it's dissolved. Now this was over like medium heat. I had it on about 7. I turned it down here to 4 a little bit ago. Now we add this in. This is our 1 cup of borax, 1 cup of sodium carbonate, or if you can find it, they call it washing soda if you want to hammer it. Just add that in there. And it's going to get really gloppy here. Main thing, I found, use a whisk. It breaks up the lumps really well. Excuse me, breaks up the lumps really well. This is going to start getting pretty thick. I can turn the heat off at this point. Okay. Now we're ready to put it in our bucket. Okay. got some water in here now, maybe a little over half full. This is still dissolved. I'm just going to add that in. See how clean that comes out? We're going to rinse off the pot here. By the way, you want to use a stainless steel pot. You don't want to use aluminum or anything that's reactive. You have to use a non-reactive stainless steel pot for this, okay? Set this aside. And I just like to add the boiling water to get it really, really nice and hot. It's got to sit overnight to cool, but this helps everything dissolve and mix in. You don't want to have any chunks of soap. You can see here it's all clear. If I get the suds away from it, there's no anything sticking to the whisk. It's all dissolved. And it's ready to go. All I gotta do is, I'm gonna top this off a little bit with some more hot water. Try not to spill it all over the floor. Give it one more stir here, just to mix that in. And we're done. That's it. We just set this down in the laundry room. And tomorrow morning, this will all be one block of like gelatin. And then you just stir it up. If you got a stick, that works great, or a long mixing spoon. You want to break it up. It's going to wind up looking like egg drop soup, as you probably heard. And here's what it looks like when it's done. It's just kind of lumpy. When you stir it up, it'll break up like that. We just put it in here. This was, Dollar Tree or whatever, find here. But we transfer it into this. It's a lot easier to keep by the washer than that big bucket. And we just refill it as we need. That's it. Okay, this is what we use to fill it up, when we add it to the wash. It's a little over 3/4 of a cup, okay? And so one of these does the laundry just fine. And that's all there is to it. 1, 2, 3, you're done. For $20, we had enough supplies with the borax and the sodium carbonate to last us for 2 years. And we just restocked recently. So, not too shabby. Anyway, give it a shot, see what you think.